Okay, I think it's recording now. It looks like there's a timer on the bottom. So, okay, and then I'll hand it over to Noman for to be the presenter.
And I'll just open by saying this is session 4 of our 4-part series on getting started with Bluemix. And today we're going to cover some things like IoT and API calls and items of that nature. So this is getting a little deeper into the programming aspects of Bluemix and how you can access some of the services and additional platforms that are available through Bluemix. And Hamza and Naman are going to be leading our session today. And so as soon as you're ready, you can start with your presentation. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Untitled Chapter, and today we'll talk about Ibm Watson Iot. So let me give you guys a brief introduction to Watson Iot and the tools we are going to use. And then we'll discuss in details. What is Ibm? Internet of Things is a fully managed cloud-hosted service that derive value from the Internet of Things devices. Ibm Watson Iot allows you. Yes.
Naman, are you showing something on your desktop?
No, not currently.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Hamza will show the steps in the next session.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So Ibm Watson Iot allows you to easily compose IoT solutions. You can connect devices, sensors to IoT and get data from it and send data to it using the Watson Iot. To implement the flow of end user to Watson Iot and to device, we will use Node-RED as a tool. The Node-RED is a powerful tool for building Internet of Things application with a focus on simplifying the wiring together of code blocks to carry out tasks. It uses a visual programming approach that allows developers to connect predefined code blocks known as nodes together to perform a task. The connected node usually a combination of input nodes, processing nodes, and output nodes. When wired together, makes up a flow. So now Hamza will give the step-by-step implementation of the demo.
Hello, it's Glenn.
Hi everyone, it's Hamza here. I will show you the step-by-step to implement Node-RED and IoT together. So what we are going to do first, as a first step, is we need to log into our IBM Bluemix account, and I have done that by myself. Secondly, for the next step, we need to go to the Can you see my desktop?
Yes, I do. Well, I'm just getting in.
Yes, can you see the catalog page on Google Chrome?
I still only have the screen. Hold on.
Okay, you can't see my screen. Wait a second.
Okay, I see. Is that yours?
Is my Google Chrome visible to you?
I only see the web center screen. I don't see the main webinar.
wait a second, I think my desktop is not being visible. So can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, let me share my Google Chrome with you. So now can you see this?
Yeah.
So first of all, we need to log in to our Bluemix account. Then we need to go to the catalog page. Yes, we are already here, so I'm doing this for you once more. So we need to make the Node-RED starter app first of all. Then we will connect it to the IoT Watson Iot service. So in the search tab, we'll write Node-RED, and it will show us Node-RED starter over here. Then we'll click the Node-RED starter app. And we need to give it a unique name. And then we'll use the default options and we'll click the create button. This will take us to our application page, and will show, and it is shown over here. So first of all, we need to make our connections to the Ibm IoT service. So we'll click over here under the dashboard on the connection tab, and it will open our page for us. As we have no other service created right now, so we'll create a new service for it, and we'll connect it to our Node-RED starter app. over here we need to search the Internet of Things platform, so we'll click over here under the all categories Internet of Things, and from there we'll go to the Internet of Things platform over here. And we will create this service. Leave everything as it is and choose a plan. Choose the plan according to your and we'll click the create button. It will ask us to restage our application as we have connected the IBM Internet of Things service to it, so we'll restage the application. It will take some time to restage it. We can restart the app from here. Once the app restarts, we will then configure our IoT Internet of Things platform service, and we will create devices over there, and which will be used to send and receive data. Now I have opened this service in a new tab. Our service page is open now, and it shows us connect your devices, and there is a launch dashboard button. We will click the launch dashboard button, and it will open the service IoT service for us. Now the service page is open. We need to create some devices, and from here we open the devices page. As this is a new service, there is no devices. Now we'll add a new device over here. So first of all, add device. It asks us to if we have already created a device type, or we need to create a new device type. So this is a new service, we are going to create a new device type. So let's create a device type. Create device type. Give a name to your device type. Let's go for parse. Next, these are the optional values. You can fill if you want, otherwise they are not necessary. So we'll click next, and create. So our device type is created. Now by using this device type, we are going to create our device, add device in the device type parse. So click next, give a device ID, *1. Next, these are also optional values. Next, you can provide a token if you want, but it generates a token for you by itself. So these are the credentials of the device, and you need to save them somewhere. I have saved them here. Now I have saved these credentials, and I will use them later. So now we have created a device. Now we'll go back to our application page. So your app is running, which means we can view our app now. So let's open the app. This is our Node-RED starter app, which we made a few moments ago. So now we'll go to the Node-RED flow editor. to show you some things which you can use to make things work. This is our flow editor. Now we will use this. These are some nodes which we can use to do different things. As we have used Ibm IoT service, now we will use a node to inject some message to the Ibm IoT service, and we will show you. I'll show you how it will send the message on the service. So first, click and drag the inject node into the flow from the input portion. Now from the output portion, we are going to add Ibm IoT node. Now let's connect these nodes. These nodes are connected to each other. We need to configure this Ibm IoT node. Authentication, just use the Bluemix service, as we have added the service into the app, and the device type we use or device ID was called 1, event type event, whatever you like. So it's done, and then deploy it. So it is connected. I think the device type was cards. So done. Let's deploy it again. It is we have deployed it successfully, and here it is, cards. Now we'll open the device page. When I will inject the messages, they will be shown here, which means that our connection is complete. So let me grab it for you. So there it is. So when I will press this button, there will be messages shown here. You can see I have clicked over here, and there are messages over here. This timestamp is sending its values to this Ibm IoT node, which is connected to our device over here. See,
can you tell me on the dashboard where you're on the right screen, on the right box, where on the dashboard did you get that from?
Which dashboard? Ibm IoT?
On the right panel, the IoT. How did you get to that screen there?
I have just clicked over here.
Oh, on devices?
Yes, on the device. So should we move? So I have shown you that you can, just by clicking this button, it is sending its timestamp to the Ibm IoT service. So for further, now we'll take an input. From the input, we will take Ibm IoT node, and we'll take a debug node from the output. We'll connect them to each other. Now I need to configure this input node, Ibm IoT, this one. Again, Bluemix service. Choose all the options, because we can receive any data right now. So done, deploy, confirm deploy, and this is also connected. So now this will happen that when I will click this button, this output Ibm node will show it will take it to the Ibm IoT service, and this will send it to the message payload, and we can see our output over here. Here it is. So you can see now I click over here. You can see this message. This is a timestamp to the current time. Once again, so this is how it is done in the raw Node.flow editor. You can use it to make different kind of devices to send messages between different devices. So this is the one way of doing it. Now let me show you another way how we can do this by using the code in Node.js. All right. Just wait a second. I need to make one thing more over here. So we created the device over here. This is our device. This will be used to publish data anywhere we want to. And to receive data, we are going to make app over here. So we were over here. I know this one. So this is our service, and we had this device, and devices are used to publish the data. And now I will show you how to generate an API key to subscribe to the data which is being published by the devices. So we'll generate. We were here. We'll click on apps. We'll generate API key from here. You need to save it. Copy, and I'll save it somewhere. Okay. So generate key. Now the key has been generated, and we'll use it in our Node.js app. So here it is. Now I'll show you the code in Node.js where I will use to send messages from one app to the other. So here is the code of Node.js. I have already written it for you. So this is how we include the library of IBM IoTF. These are the credentials we use to connect to the device. See, this is this is the authentication token. Now I need to change it as I have made the new device. All right. These are the credentials we need to connect to the devices, and we had the device ID car1, authentication method token, and authentication token we saved when we created the device. So this is device client. This function will will create the device client, and this command will connect you to the IBM IoTF service as a device, not as an app. For app, we need to do some other process. Once again, these are the credentials used to connect to the IoTF as a device. This is the function to connect as a device, and this is how you connect as a device. So this is our publisher function, and this is our subscriber app. This publisher will send the message and subscriber will subscribe it and show it on the screen. So again, these are the credentials we are using. So we need to change it. Device ID R1 authentication key. This is the authentication key as saved, and this is the authentication token. So everything is ready. Now let me wait a second. Let me show you the screen. So yes, I'm all done. Okay. So this is my command prompt. I have placed this both of these files in this directory. So first of all, I'll run the publisher.js node publisher.js. Sorry, the spellings are wrong. All right, wait a second. Share next. Share next. So is my desktop? Yes, it is visible. So I'll run the node publisher.js over here and node subscriber over here. So subscriber, I run the subscriber file connected successfully, and now I'll run the publisher.js and it will send the data over there. So as soon as I click the enter, it is connected and it has sent the device event from cars car1 of event danger zone with payload data garbage. So if I run it once again, we can do it by continuing. It has received the data once again. Let's do it once again. Connected and it is sending the data over there. So this is how we use publisher and subscriber in Node.js. The process is simple. You need to make two different files, or you can use them on two different devices. and they will send the data. The publisher will send the data, and the subscriber will receive the data from the IoT service. So as you are seeing this I have included this library IBM IoTF. You can install it by using npm install IBM IoTF, and then you can include it in the Node.js file like this statement. So that's all from my side. Any questions?
Yeah, okay, so you created an app. I'm trying to remember how you get into that section where you're editing, where you just were.
Sorry, I couldn't understand you.
So the section that you were just in with the where you are editing where you're viewing the desktop tabs.
All right, the Node.js app. Over here. Wait a second. Over here.
Yeah. How did you get into that?
Actually, I wrote this file previously before, and this is the process of connecting your device and sending the message and subscribing it. Let me show you once again. So this is a publisher app, and this is a subscriber file. The publisher file sends the data, and subscriber file receives the data from IoT service. These are the credentials I have used to connect to the IoT device.
Yeah, but these JavaScripts are just on an editor, and you're uploaded them to the Bluemix.
No, they have just connected to the IoT service on the Bluemix. I am using the Sublime Text editor.
Oh, the Sublime Text editor. Okay.
Yes.
Did you upload them at all, or you just run them on your? You're just running them on your.
No, I am just running them on my local setup.
Oh, you're running them local. I see. Okay.
Yes.
And then the IoT device.txt, is that being called by the JavaScript?
Yes, that is being called by the JavaScript. I have connected. These are the credentials I have used to connect to that IoT service, and we are using Node.js. This is a Node.js file. Yes.
You're just using your command line scripts as the device emulation, essentially, right?
The IoT service is on the cloud, and I'm running this code on the local machine, and I'm just using the simple command prompt to run this Node.js code. The node publisher.js is the command to run the code on command prompt or terminal. So anything else?
Hey, just to be perfectly clear on that. So the files that you're running from the command prompt are simulating a device, correct?
Yes.
Hi everyone, this is Sadia. I'm going to jump in for just 1 second. I believe Glenn, it was you who was asking the question. Hi Glenn.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Okay, so I'm just quickly going to explain what Hamza just did. The thing is that our IoT service, it's on the cloud, right? It's the Watson IoT thing and it's in the cloud. Now, in the real life, what we're going to have are devices and applications. Devices are like the sensors that are sending the data to the IoT, and the clients or applications are the ones who are going to consume this data to do some, actionable thing, right? So right now what Hamza just did was on his system, he just ran two simple codes. One represented the device, which was just sending some garbage data, and the other one represented the subscriber, which is like, it can be your mobile app, it can be your web app, it can be anything, which is consuming the data which is coming through these sensors. And right now, the only thing that is on the cloud is your IoT service, which is the broker, and the publisher and subscriber are just both local. And the way he's connecting to the cloud is, since he's using the IBM IoTF library, so all that thing is already embedded. All of this communication is happening over MQTT. Behind the scenes, we are still using MQTT, and but we are using the IBM IoTF library because in our experience, using this library as compared to using just the raw MQTT is way better, because the library itself handles connections and disconnections and a lot of things. This is like a wrapper on top of MQTT, and that's all.
Okay. How would you implement this in Node-RED? To talk to, is that possible to put this in a node in Node-RED, and then you're talking to an actual device?
Yes, it is. So
what would it look like?
So when he opens up that form where he was explaining that this is going to be the device, he can actually put in code there, and then the device would kind of send the code to that particular part, and that part would simulate the device thing.
So the other way around, because I am developing an app in Node-RED, so I'm familiar with Node-RED. Is it possible to take then the Node-RED JavaScript and run it on the client and run the, take the same code that I'm talking to the IoT interface device or gateway and run that on the CLI?
As per my knowledge, no, it's not possible. Node-RED adds some, layer of code on top of things, and as far as I know, I'll have to look for this. It's not possible.
Okay. I'm just trying to go through my question. So in this case, the device type that you defined was just taking events, not commands. Is that correct?
Yes, the device type was just a string, and you can use anything what you want.
I mean, don't you have, when you configured the device type?
Sorry?
When you, I guess you're not, in this example, you're not using any Node-RED. You're just using.
Yes.
Okay.
In right now, I have Node. In the Node-RED app, you are talking. If you are talking about, then in the Node-RED app, I have just use authentication using the Bluemix service. If you want to do it using the API key or API key, then you will give the device type and everything else.
So I have a question about this, about this right here in the Node-RED. When you have the IBM Iot, when you have the device defined as event type, are you are you still able to output commands?
Yes, you can use this device command over here, and you will get the command from there.
But if you use one or the other, are you able to? So if you select command,
Yes.
are you still able to send the events? If you select command like that, are you still able to send events?
No, I don't think that's possible because commands are used for different things. This is an event we are sending right now.
Okay.
And the command will go from the IBM IoT.
Aren't
So
you
then
able
if
to?
you want to send,
Aren't you able to branch your flow in Node-RED to have a different branch that has a different output?
Sorry, I didn't.
Yes, we can do that.
So do you put a duplicate IBM IoT node with one as a device and one as a command?
Yeah, the one
I mean,
represents the one represents the input coming from the devices, and the other one represents the output that we are sending to the subscribers. So basically, we'll have to create a new connection between IBM IoT and the device itself, and then the command would go from the IBM IoT to the device.
Okay, and then just to be clear, just to ask, so if you wanted to send both commands and events, do you create a duplicate node making one event and one command?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right, because that was a big question I had. And one question I had about Node-RED was the node.send command I was trying to use and had trouble with. Are you familiar with the node send message command? I was trying to basically do debugging on the Node-RED, and I wanted tips on debugging Node-RED if possible, and I was trying to use node send. You know, if the node send message command should just send any message along the node streams to the debug panel.
Yeah, ideally it's supposed to do that. What was the issue that you were facing?
Well, I was using the node.send message command, and I wasn't getting any messages sent to the debug, and I wasn't sure why.
And was it an output node that you were working with or an input node? It should have been an output node.
Yeah, I was working with an output node, like I was putting it in a function. So I put the node send function just to send the JSON or the message to the debug.
That's usually a very simple thing. Can you share the code with us?
Let me see what. Yeah, hold on. Let me move the screen and see. Let me find something. How do you want me to share the code to you? In the chat?
I guess yes.
Hold on a sec. I've got pasted some code into the chat to ask you a question. And this piece of code
I'm sorry, I don't see it.
Let me see what happened to it. Send to host. Did that send it to you?
I don't see it. If anybody else sees it.
Just a minute. That's still inside? Let me open this window. I put it in the top part. Oh, two. Okay, 2 cameras. I should have sent it. Well, it's sent to all panelists. Let me try again. Did that send it? You should see code.
I still do not see it. Can you email me?
Yeah, I'll email you. Hold on. Okay, I emailed some code to you.
Okay. In the meanwhile, if somebody else has any other question. Okay, I just got the code.
Okay. I forgot to add the node send command in there, but I'm going to send you another email with it. I'm just trying to put node send commands in there to debug the code. Oh, I have it in there when I sent you.
Oh, Glenn, have you tried to add the length parameter where in the send command, message.payload.send and .length?
Yeah, you asked me. I'm sorry?
Have you tried to add that? I can't hear you properly.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying.
Wait a second. Just wait a second.
My issue with this code is, or my issue with the IoT setup is I was struggling with is I was receiving temperature data from an IoT node, but then trying to process that data and send a command plus the data back down to the same IoT gateway.
Glenn, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I see that.
Can you please try this thing in your code as you are just sending the message.payload? Try with the .length parameter. I hope this will fix your issue. And if it doesn't, then you can email us or you can tell us if you still face the issue.
Yeah. Because that way you ensured that the data was in the message. That's what you're doing, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll run my code and test that. I have to hook up a device, I think. Let me see if I can hook it up. Or I can put it in. Okay, check, I guess. I'll do it in that.
So Glenn, does it work?
I am having to do some additional things here. Just a second. I'm trying to verify if it does or not.
So Glenn,
It's not in this set of code. I'm going to have to write a new node and then try it and test it in a different set of code node than what I'm doing.
okay, Paul, if that doesn't, Glenn, if that doesn't work, then you should try to convert the JSON into string using JSON.stringify and then try to send it.
Will the nodes, okay, so will nodes only send in strings, or will it send in the object JSON object?
It depends on the type, which type it is receiving.
I'm sorry, it depends on what? It depends on what?
Like if I am publishing a command, then in that it requires me to enter the type, which type I am sending, JSON or string. So right now it is not, that happens in the simple Node.js file, but in this I am asking you to try it to send as a string.
Oh, I see, okay. Yeah, I'll have to write it. I'll write it as a string. I have everything set up as JSON now.
Yes.
Okay, I'll try that. and it might be because my values, maybe the values weren't in there, and so I'll try it that way. Okay.
So we are getting close to our time. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, we've reached the end of the hour, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thanks for joining, and Glenn, certainly, if you have additional questions, feel free to email those questions over, and we'll keep working with you to see if we can maybe get this particular problem figured out.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I think we can wrap up the call, and everyone have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.